Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about the angle-side angle congruence theorem, otherwise known as ASA. All right, so up to this point we've talked about SSS, side, side, side. We've talked about side, angle, side. We debunked the SSA or ASS congruence theorem and said that doesn't work for all triangles. It only works for right triangles, and we call that the hypotenuse leg congruence theorem. So we've done 3, and so this will be the 4th video kind of this congruence theorem series. So ASA says if 2 angles and the included side of one triangle are congruent to 2 angles and the included side of a second triangle, then the 2 triangles are congruent. So very similar to SAS, side, angle, side, we want the included angle. In this case, angle, side, angle, we want the included side. So here we can see we have angle A is congruent to angle D. We have angle C is congruent to angle F. So we want this included side to also be congruent. If that's the case, then we can say that these 2 triangles themselves are congruent, and that's what we see in this diagram right here. Okay, so now we know if 2 shapes are congruent, that means they should be able to map on top of each other following some rigid motion. So a translation, or rotation, or reflection, or any combination of those 3. So basically what we're going to do to prove this is translate triangle ABC, reflect triangle ABC, rotate triangle ABC so that it maps on top of triangle DEF. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now on my iPad here, I can translate and I can rotate, but I can't reflect my shape. So we're going to get to that point and then basically just try to imagine what would be happening. Okay, all right, so now I can translate, which is just a slide, right? I can slide my triangle ABC over so that vertice A maps on top of vertice D. Okay, so now at this point I would rotate my triangle, and I'm going to have to rotate it and move it down. So if I rotate it like this, about 180 degrees, and now we can basically translate it down and right, and now we have the triangle mapped on top of each other to one of the sides. Okay, so now let me just move this entire thing over so we can focus it on the middle of the screen. Okay, all right, so now we have our triangles where our side AC and DF are mapped on top of each other, so we know that side is congruent. Now if we were to extend our side out a little bit, and we could say that's our line of reflection, if I could just reflect my triangle over that line of reflection, then my 2 shapes would map on top of each other, thus telling me that they are congruent shapes. Okay, so that's a little bit about ASA, angle, side, angle, congruence theorem.